All right, welcome, welcome. We are, I think you guys have all heard, but we are switching our last Tuesday of the month. Instead of doing town hall calls, which was kind of a more announcements and things like that, we seem to be doing those weekly anyway. And so we thought we would kind of switch things up and make this a really useful, what's the word I'm looking for? Tactics and skills, honing all of those kind of things on this training instead of just having someone else tell you things. We really want you guys to be able to get some insight, some help, some individual coaching, things like that. So we are doing crafting conversations the last Tuesday of every month. And I think it's going to be really, really great. So we're going to help you guys on your conversations that you are having or you want to have, whether that's starting them out, keeping them going, or closing people. That is what we are here for today. So before we get started, I want to make sure that we have a couple of things that we remembered. Number one, our oils, our activation happiness oil, are going away tomorrow. So if you want those, you need to go ahead and grab those ASAP. Jamie did say in the email that they are going to be, something that is going to be an exclusive item. So we might be seeing those again sometime. We'll just have to see when they come back, but I don't think it's going to be anytime this year, I'm guessing. Ladies, anybody else have any insight on that? Probably not. So grab those if you want to stock up and make sure you have your activation oil. I love the activation oil. I just think it's awesome. I think it smells so good. So I'm grabbing myself a couple of those, and my kids even use it. So grab that for yourself. And then also convention price is going up. Remind me the day the price is going up.
The third.
The third. Denise knows. The third. Price is going up on the 3rd for both the in-person and the virtual tickets. So go grab yours if you are planning on coming, and make sure you get those and spread the word to your teams. Also, Monday morning kickoffs are back. I don't know if you guys saw Jamie's live yesterday, but they are going to be back on Mondays. She didn't have a set time as of yet, but she's going to let us know and plan on Monday morning kickoffs. And then we also, always plan on our Tuesday lunch and learns at noon Eastern. And then I think that's all. Are there any other announcements that I missed?
I think the only other one is the her effect.
Oh yes.
Has been rescheduled for a later time. So
yes.
Probably got a refund for your bank account. So just FYI.
Yes. So her effect, if anyone was thinking they were going to go and get a ticket for that, that's been rescheduled. If you already bought a ticket, it should have been refunded. Thank you, Jennifer, for that. Okay, I think that is it as far as announcements go. So let's open this up to anyone to really grab some individualized coaching. I like to say hot seats. I know Jen is not a fan of hot seats, so if you have another term that you guys want us to use, let me know. But it's not a pressure thing. It's not like, you don't have to show up, ready to teach anybody. We're truly, it's just, I use hot seat because that's what I've always heard of as like, to jump on when you haven't prepped beforehand as far as like getting individual coaching. And so that's what I think of as a hot seat. Mm. But other people probably have other ideas of what that means to them. So I just want to clarify that, yes, hot seats are a good thing. It's a good thing to get a hot seat and be able to work through some of the things that you might be needing some help with in crafting your conversation. So anyway, so Miss Denise and Stephanie, do you guys have any questions or things that we can help you guys with and help you with conversations that you're having or want to have, any of that stuff going on right now?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I belong to a lot of groups, a lot of forums, natural health, and some of them, one of them is actually, like it's a challenge. We do these monthly challenges. It's, for health, for exercising. And one of them is, remember Chris Wark, who spoke last year at conference? Well, I'm on his group, And so inevitably, at least once a week, somebody will post, does anybody know of clean beauty or clean products for your body? And when you sign up for these groups, a lot of time you say no promotion, no contacting people outside. And so I will often post in there and I'll say, well, watch out for this. And, I'll talk maybe about greenwashing, in the beauty industry, but that, and so I'm trying to figure out to stay true to what I've agreed to when I've joined many of these groups that say no promotion, but how to, answer those questions when they say, who's got a great clean beauty brand? Like,
I will tell you what I do. And I love Facebook groups, and I love groups like that because you can absolutely share without doing full-on promotion. So what they're usually talking about is like, you can't post and do like a collagen, like, hey, I have this great collagen, and put a before and after, all that kind of stuff. If someone's asking a question, you can absolutely say your own experience. I use an amazing raw beeswax herbal skincare that has done wonders for me. I have seen, such a change. Most likely people are going to say something like, what is it? What's the name? And you can, for sure, this is what I do, is I just say, I'll message you the info. I'll message you info. And that's how you do it, is so that you're not sitting there like promoting yourself or, breaking any of the rules or any of that kind of stuff, but you're simply answering a question. And I'm in tons of groups where there's no self-promotion, but you can share your experience and say what you personally use. When somebody asks, I know somebody asked in one of my groups, what's a natural, antidepressant or something that can help with mood or, things like that. And I'm like, I love herbal nootropic that I've been taking. It literally has changed my life. I take it every day and I can tell when I don't take it, all those kind of things. And they're like, and I'm like, even my, cycles are better, everything. And people are like, what? I need to know what this is. And I just reply back and say, I'll send you a message with all the info, and that works like a charm, because then you're not breaking the rules. And it also, the other thing that it does that's really awesome is that when a post is getting a lot of comments, it pushes it up into people's feed. And it actually not just in the group, like when you go and look at a group and see what posts are there, but it actually pushes it into, if you have a post with lots of comments on it, even if it's not your own, it's going to push it to, if you're scrolling through and you're a member of that group, it'll push those posts out to you. And so Facebook is like, oh, you're in this group, this post is getting a lot of interest. So it's thinking you might be interested in this too, right? Okay, so even though you didn't post it and you're just putting there your experience, if you have the most comments on that, then most likely your comment is going to be something that people are going to read after. So have you ever had that experience where you have a group and you see a post and then there's like one comment, and if you click on it, that one comment has quite a few other comments underneath it? And so anyway, so let the algorithm work for you in those situations. But I wouldn't be completely vague as far as like, watch out for this, or, those other things. I would honestly say, I use, and describe what you use. Don't use the name of it, but describe what you use, and, give your testimonial of it. And when people start asking, because they're going to ask, what is it? What do you use? Just say, I'll message you all the info, and that's all you have to do. And then when you message them, I wouldn't start with your link. You start with, hey, I know I've tried to, so you need to make a connection with them first. So when you message them, remind them first of why you're messaging them, what group they're in, because people are in tons of groups. And so you need to make sure that you say, hey, I'm so glad you asked the question about clean beauty in the such and such group. I have loved this stuff. Give your testimonial again of it. That's all. Wait for them to reply and be like, oh yeah, I've been looking forever. I'm excited to hear what you're using. And then you can say, yeah, and give more of your information and testimonial of it, so that, or you can ask them, have you been a little bit more about them? Like, what have you been struggling with? All those kind of things, so that you can make it, you can move from, I'm just sending you a link to, having a relationship and a conversation with them. Does that make sense?
No, that makes a lot of sense, because the first time this happened, I did do that. I said, okay, I'll send you some information. And so I sent them in Messenger, I sent them my link, and that did not work. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it doesn't work to do that. No.
I will tell you, from years and years of, just messaging someone my link, probably maybe one person would order from just sending a link.
Mhm.
If I start a conversation with people and I actually talk to them and first remind them why I'm sending them this link, so they do remember, and then second, start that conversation, I end up getting probably 2 to 3 sales per post that I've commented on, instead of just like randomly throwing it out there,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Jen, I know that you had said
thank
your
you.
experience too. I'd love to
I was
hear
just
from
gonna
you.
say, I would recommend you ask the administrator, the person who's hosting that group, and go, hey, is it okay when someone asks that question? It's been asked a couple of times. I'm being respectful. I just like to know, is it okay to engage and say, yes, I do know, or I am a person, or I am, because you're not out there self-promoting. Self-promoting is you posting it out there. But if
Mhm.
someone is asking that question, I'd ask, say,
Mhm.
to ask the administrator or whatever, and say, hey, just want to play by all the rules. But when someone asks specifically for a specific service or product or whatever, is it okay to engage that person? Just skip right to the, if they go, yes, of course, that's why I think they're there too. There's your permission.
Thank you. That's good. Thank
Because it
you.
makes sense, like in a fitness group, that people would be trainers. That's how you
Yeah.
meet people that are like you, but that's not
Yeah.
the point of the group. It's to meet
Right.
people who are like you. And subsequently, after you build a relationship with them, then business comes out of that. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
The
you
other-
kind of taking the subsequent steps.
Mhm.
That's so good. Yeah.
Mhm. The other thing, Denise, that I would also recommend that Jen just made me think about too, is that you can also contact the admin and ask them if they would be let them know, that you are doing this and you've seen quite a few posts. Would they allow you to post in there, or would they want to maybe be the one to have people order from their referral link and get
Mhm.
some of the products? Or you could even do an affiliate type of thing, for every person that orders, and having it, you would have to still track it through them somehow, of having their account, and then you can track it, but you could split the commission with them and see if they, because people that run groups are, usually they're open to things like that. And so you can absolutely figure out a way to work with them. And so that you can, and if you post something and you have on there, I mean, I've been in paid groups before where you can't self-promote unless you're paying the admins. And so, so there's those kind of groups too, that you can ask to pay for, a weekly post, or, twice a month or something like that. Like, how much would they charge you for posting in the group, and I mean, ask them those kind of questions, because lots of times it takes a lot of work to run a group. We all know that it takes a lot of work. And so for someone to come and say, hey, I have an opportunity for you to, you don't have to sign up for anything. You don't have to do any of the work. And I'll do all that if you, don't mind. And this aligns with what, you're okay with. Like I said, you can have some kind of affiliate thing worked out where you pay them a percentage of the commissions, or they're getting the free product, or both, a double whammy on that, because the free product comes from, corporate. So why not? But I mean, there's
That's
other
good.
ways
That's
to
good.
work that out.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but that's
Don't
good.
limit yourself to those groups that say no self-promotion,
Yeah.
because if you do have permission, or you have worked something out with them, you can post in those groups, usually with a little disclaimer saying, with admin approval or something like that. And so, and you'll see those sometimes in groups that you're in. Some people aren't going to be up for it, but guess what? Every no that we get, we know, and we can move to the next yes. And so what I would recommend is start a spreadsheet of, there we go. Start a spreadsheet of all of the groups you're in. If you're going to start asking admins if you can post or if it's okay for you to reply, start a spreadsheet so
Oh,
that
yeah,
you have
good.
every group that you're in and the response from that. Because if you're like me, you're in a billion groups and I can't keep track of every single thing or every response I've gotten from every person I've messaged in them and their roles. And so I have a spreadsheet that has the groups. It has their rules of free posting any day or only posting on Fridays or whatever it is. And then if you start to message and ask about like if they'll allow you to post, and some of them might just say yes, flat out yes. Oh, thank you for asking. Yeah, that's fine. If you can post like once a week or something, if it's not too spammy. Other groups are going to want you to pay. Other groups are, might be okay with, like I said, the affiliate, part commissions and some free product. Some might just want free product, so ask, definitely ask and see. And it could be something really amazing.
Hey, Samantha, we're at 19 after, so I don't know, are there any other questions really quick too?
Yeah.
And when
Thank you.
when I upload this, I can say crafting conversations, and in the description, I will specifically say what to say in when you're engaging in Facebook groups, so that people can actually see a subtitle. So just know that if we do these crafting conversations on the last Tuesday of the month, we'll start to put a topic as a subtitle so that individuals can, kind of look at our Fully Activate You and our training vault and hone in on what they're specifically needing.
Oh,
as far
awesome.
as-
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
I
Thank
appreciate
you,
you
Denise.
doing that, Denise, because this is how it's going to go, is these crafting conversations are going to develop based on what you all as ambassadors contribute and want to talk about that specific week. So
Yeah. Thank you. That's so cool.
Awesome. Okay, so really quick, does anyone else have any specific situations that they want to bring up that we can help you with?
and if you think of some, tomorrow, Thursday, as you're working, jot a note. Remember that it's certainly we want everyone interacting when we do training Tuesdays and if we have an opportunity for question and answer, but certainly put that on so that the last Tuesday in September we can address, and make these applicable to what's going on right now for your business.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Yeah.
I do have a question, which might be for a totally separate, different thing. And Beth and I had been chatting about it. How are we approaching influencer type businesses because of MIG and being able to share other products at certain levels? Because I have a potential that I'm chatting with. So I just want a little more clarity on that, or if you guys have thoughts on how to approach that.
Can
we're allowed.
you describe what you're like, who are you talking to, like that you don't have to tell me who it is, but just like their situation?
Yeah, so she's leaving an oil, she's already left an oil company.
Okay.
But she wants to share, she's very interested in MIG, but she wants to be able to share several different affiliate type links, potentially including MIG.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's another company that sells collagen, based on our legal documents, she can share it from what I understand, but she can't sell it directly to a MIG customer or a MIG ambassador. And she also has to tell MIG Homestead what other companies. But so as we grow, I see it as obviously I'm dealing with this right now, but I see this as a potential something that I would rather address before we get more, because once we have more influencers, as we grow, we have the potential to get a lot of influencers. So just kind of trying to figure out that and how to address that. And that, again, it might be more of a Homestead question, but because you guys are all direct to corporate, I thought I would ask and see if you guys have any suggestions or thoughts on how that works. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so she wants to sign up as an ambassador, not as a customer, because I mean, as a customer, you can share whatever you want and still get the free product, but she wants to earn the commission also.
Correct,
Okay.
correct. It
Okay.
needs to reflect her income.
Okay. Okay. Ooh, good question.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
thinking that was not until a certain level in the company, but I guess I am maybe mistaken on that.
Well, not. It's
So-
not, but there's other stuff there's other wording in there to where below Radiant, they still have to tell Homestead, if I'm understanding the legal documents correctly.
So there's something in that's being talked about that may, and it's not, I don't know when this would come to pass, that may be somewhat of a benefit for just influencers. A lot of companies have where influencers can sign up, and I just saw your message from yesterday, and I just was reminded of it, Stephanie. So that's why I didn't respond yesterday afternoon, because I was getting on a flight when I saw it. There's something coming eventually, probably, that's going to be a benefit for influencers. I don't know when that's coming. A lot of companies have it so that somebody can sign up as an influencer, but they're not actually an ambassador. You're just adding that to your influencer list. Okay. And so I know that's something that is being thrown around. However, I would say don't wait for that. Don't look for that. I would get that person signed up, and I would say, hey, we've been told that we can, from last convention, that we can sign influencers up. Okay. We've been told
Right.
that, you can bring influencers on board. I would just do it. I wouldn't wait. I wouldn't worry about it, because because that's what we were told before. Okay. We were told that at convention last year. Then we'll worry about the particulars later. If she's trying to promote a bunch of different things, it's really not, it's not necessarily going to be the most beneficial thing for her, because usually when somebody's into 50 different things, it doesn't really always pan out. But I would just go ahead and say, hey, let's get her on a call. Let's get her to where we can tell her how much better our collagen is. Our collagen is the only collagen that has been traced 100% back to the cells. It's the only collagen that is going to work. Okay. So I think that's where your angle is. Your angle is in the conversation about the product more than it is about all of the things that she is selling.
Right.
That's
I
my angle.
Yeah, I think right now she's just searching. So that's, I think, where I think some of the little bit of a disconnect is coming. She's searching, so she's trying to figure out what's best for her. And that's why she's considering doing several different ones, and then we'll nail down and grow one.
Yeah.
She everything about MIG, and everything that she's looking for is MIG, but because of the other company she came from, and because they weren't allowed to share anything else, and if they were, it was just very toxic. So she's being uber careful now before she even signs up, to know that, yes, I can, and I'm allowed to promote other things.
That's what I'm saying. The transformation will be in the conversation. In other words, when we talk to her and we explain to her that ours is the best,
right,
and she tries it, she uses it, that's where the change is going to come. And she's going to say, hey, this is what I have to, I don't have any question about that. Like, cause I've used some of these other things, and they didn't work. So I think that's where the conversation is the transformation. So I think that's what you do. Get her on a call, get her with somebody who can share the particulars about the collagen, third party, because people are 63% more likely to join you when there's a third party. There's third party validation. I don't know why, just is, it's fact.
Mhm.
So that's what I would say to do.
Okay.
Do it from that angle by telling her why ours is better, and don't worry about all the other things that she's talking about, because Ours is obviously superior.
Right.
That's what I
right.
say.
Okay. Okay. So then I don't need to worry. I don't need to, for her to be concerned about not being able to share other products based on what's in the legal documents. And that's more, I'm thinking that's more there just to protect MIG and
Yes.
protect us from selling a bunch of stuff, poaching them and moving them to a different company is what I'm thinking.
Right. And we need to be careful about what we're doing. We need to be on the up and up legally. But
Right.
I think once you get her on a call and once we can share with her how our products are better and superior, then it's not going to be an issue. That's what I'm saying. Get her on a call first. You're going to want to get her in, bring her into the conversation with other people. Then
Right.
she's going to see the benefit.
Right.
I mean, I know there are a lot of influencers who have 50 different things they represent, and I don't know a whole lot of them unless they're super influencers, unless there's somebody who's got like, hundreds of thousands of followers. They're probably not selling a whole lot of any of it. That's just what I've seen and so get her into the conversation, bring her in, let's get her on a call and explain to her how our stuff is superior, how we are better. And then the other things won't really make a difference. That's what I say. And no, we do need to be very concerned about what our policies and procedures say. I'm not saying that at all. I
Right,
just
right.
think that once she sees and once we talk to her and once we can explain how we are different and how we are better, then it won't be a problem.
Right. Well, that's what my thought is. Once she comes in, she said she was willing to try the collagen, and she loves everything about every product. She ate it all up. So it's just, I think it's that having that continued conversation. I think she will eventually see that transformation take place. And then, but it brought up that question about eventual more influence type people. So thank you.
And Stephanie, just food for thought, encouraging her to be one of the first influencers to join, then she can also have a relationship with corporate that she can also have input on developing that relationship and how they navigate that. Because that's the benefit of being in a relatively new company is should you rise very quickly and you have this great audience and you've already established yourself as an influencer, you can also have some say in how we actually delineate or define those policies and procedures and how we apply them. So that would be a benefit to her as well, because she can be seen as a leader very quickly and have the potential to have some impact on how to how to apply those policies and procedures and define them in more detail.
Right. Well, yeah, no, and that's how I've been thinking. It's like, there's once we have a few in there, it could totally change really change the trajectory. And not that she's necessarily, I don't think she sees herself as necessarily an influence, where that's her job. But when you have larger followings, you're definitely at that, they definitely influence people for lack of, so thank you, ladies.
Sure.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, everyone, have a great day. Thank you guys for being here. And I love this crafting conversations, style we're doing. So I think it's going to be really good. All right.
Any other questions though,
go
before we
ahead.
jump off?
Go ahead.
Any other questions, anyone? Okay, cool.
All right. Talk to you
Thank
guys
you.
later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.